Central Bank of Nigeria, of course, has conducted its first retail Dutch auction under the new leadership of Olayemi Cardoso. Take a look at some of the details here. About $1.18 billion in bids through 32 authorized dealers. About 876.2 million of that was sold, or rather qualified for the auctions. 330 million was disqualified. Cutoff rate 1,495. The naira did appreciate to 1,596 to the dollar as at yesterday. We'll see where it closes today. Of course, still on the dollars, the federal government has put out some plans, more details on its domestic US dollar bond auction, $500 Series 1, supposed to be debuting later this month, of course, directed at diaspora Nigerians and Nigerians here at home. Benchmark against the Euro bond yield, minimum subscription $10,000 at $1,000 thereafter, according to documents seen by Business Day newspaper. So let's get into the discussion with Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Great to have you. So we had an oil and gas refinery discussion in the morning, and since we're talking dollars, it flows into this auction.
Oil and gas.
Yes, indeed.
We have spoken about so much about oil and gas in this program.
Indeed.
And I'm hoping that Nigeria will get it right, and then just milk what God has blessed us with. Okay, the first auction, you're given the parameters. Total bid of $1.18 billion. Remember, we spoke about it, I think, yesterday in the program.
Indeed.
Because of the bunched up unmet demand,
right,
in the market, that was putting a lot of pressure on the pricing. And as I said again, maybe CBN had this psychological rate of 1,500 plus or minus some nairas that they didn't want to go far from. And so once they see that rate is creeping away from the 1,500, they tried to do something about it. I saw a headline somewhere that says CBN abandons the old FX something, and then it was not really abandoned. CBN is free to intervene in the market periodically to moderate the exchange rate around the band that they feel comfortable with, that the economy can thrive on. And that's what has happened. I pity the Swiss banks that
we're not qualified.
The treasurers of the Swiss banks, especially those that miss the 3 p.m. deadline at Central Bank, they must be on fire. This head must be on fire now because somebody almost killed them. But I mean, $303 million, $330 million disqualified. All from Q. From Q is usually used by a lot of the SMEs, simplified from M to meet their import FX needs. And if they're disqualifying that, again, what happens is that they're chasing people, to the market, the other market that we don't call their name.
Because that demand has to be met.
Yeah, that the market we don't call their name. And the $330 million that didn't survive this bid, also, because of the immediacy of the demand, I have a feeling also they will try to put pressure. No wonder that as the official rate was moderating, the other parallel market, so-called parallel market, was actually going up higher. Because it's like one door, this door has been shut against us.
Another one, go to another one.
We are going to run towards the parallel market rate. And again, the seasonality of demand. If we look, what I try to do is that when you do an analysis, look at the load factors of the airlines from Nigeria that move from Nigeria. The load factors for most of the airlines from Nigeria is almost 100%.
Wow.
Out of international airlines from Nigeria. It tells you the summer season. And people are all going for summer, And
they're all demanding
and
FX.
all demanding FX, in Nigeria, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. They say, where did they get all this money from? But Nigerians will have to travel. They always have to save somewhere. So there's also a demand on that. And then people who be positioning themselves for September schools reopening. For them, the demand on that. So there's a lot of pressure on the other market. But I mean, we hope that in the formal market, at least it will moderate the demand. And maybe 1 or 2 times of doing this will also clear any latent demand. And then, so we return to normalcy. And I think the banks were also told that they should focus on the immediate maturing letters of credit.
Okay.
Not anticipatory demand. So that will clear that, and so that things can even out. They wanted to clear whatever was standing now, so that people can just bid for what, buy FS for what they need.
Yeah.
Subsequently going forward. So I think that's basically that. We hope that provides some sanity, and CBN, bravo, well done. And then when the next foreign reserve report is brought out,
we will see the
impact of this.
Because it's going to go down.
Almost $1 billion taken from the reserve to fund this.
Yeah,
but it's for the greater good. Yeah, the diaspora, the DOM account, the bond. Yeah. Remember, we thought about, there was a lot of rumors. They're going to seize our DOM account balances.
Yeah.
The Nigerian banking system laws recognize the dual currency or multiple currency in the sense that you can keep your deposits either in Naira or other foreign currencies. And that's allowed. So a lot of people choose to hold their money, not in Naira, but hedge against by putting the money in DOM accounts. So at the last count, I think we were told that this hovers between $25-30 billion.
That's right.
Held in the vaults
in
the
Nigeria.
Nigerian banking system, owned by Nigerians. And so CBN, the federal government have been trying to unlock that and see how, and then that's the banking system. But remember that dollars have been found in the walls and craters,
septic tanks,
whatever, millions of dollars. So you can imagine a lot of people, the people who belong to one class, I don't want to mention their name, will not keep their own in their banks. They will keep their own dollars inside the septic tanks and craters and walls and their grandmother's homes and under the beds and whatever. So I went to one report said that out of the US and maybe other Mexico, one other country, Nigeria had the highest quantum of cash dollars.
Wow.
In the world. So it tells you the amount of dollars we're holding in this economy. So the government have been trying to see how they can pull that into the formal system. And so that will help the exchange rates. Yeah. If remember we said here that the price of a commodity is determined by the demand and supply.
Right.
Is how do we increase the quantum of supply? And this is one formal way, one smart way of doing it. And that's what was suggested. Rather than the fiat they were planning, some people were planting that time, saying they're going to seize your DOM account, and so people were withdrawing DOM account, transferring abroad, and so on and so forth. So basically, if you have DOM account, you can move your dollar from them. It's like treasury bills.
Yep.
That's Naira, but this is in dollars now.
Yeah.
So you invest, the rate is going to be decent. Going to be the federal government bond. I think at the last count is about 10%.
Yeah.
And then, most banally, as I said, the last time I did this program, I said, at the maturity, I think it's 5 years tenure.
Right.
I hope people will not be scared that it will be given Naira.
It has to be dollars.
It has to be dollars.
Yeah.
But I think they stipulated they're going to be in dollars.
Yeah.
For me, that's one thing I said. Managing that mindset or that fear that this is a government's way, indirect way, of seizing people's dollars.
Yeah.
So that if you invest in these bonds at maturity, they'll tell you a story and then pay you back in Naira.
Yeah.
And, I guess that's won't happen. It's open to Nigerians, locally there is in Nigeria, foreigners in Nigeria, and then diaspora Nigerians also. They can bring in the dollar. The objective is to increase the quantum of supply. Treasury bills in Naira, but this is treasury bills in dollars. In quote now. 5 years tenor. Yeah. So those of you who have the DOM account, you're encouraged to invest in the bonds once it comes out, and then we hope that they'll pay your interest and at maturity.
The principal.
They'll send dollars as well. And they won't roll over the bonds.
Exactly. We'll see how it works out. All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.